What's up, guys? Tenders here. Finally back for some more Radiant Dawn. And we're heading into part 2, and we're doing the prologue chapter of said part. So, part 2 is probably my favorite story-wise, and kind of wish it got its own game. It's so rushed and so forced that, I should say the idea of the story is my favorite in the game, but it's so rushed and so forced that it doesn't get well developed. Alright, so this is our first unit, Valencia. She's in Path of Radiance, but here she's like super good. She starts off as a tier 3 pre-promote, so she's really strong. And later on, she'll get her awesome sword, Midi. She has bad availability though. Then we have Marcia, who suffers from bad availability as well, as most of the Crimea Part 2 units do. Nelucci, who is a Raven. Raven are like Vika, very fast, but not as strong. She only has 20 strength, which is still pretty good. And then we have Leanne, who is a Heron just like Raphael, but instead of being able to dance for 4 people at one time, she can only dance for 2 people at one time. And you have to line them up to be on opposite sides of her. So I show that off quite a bit in this chapter. So this chapter is really straightforward. I actually really like the aesthetic. It's like up in the clouds as opposed to being on the ground, which I wish more it would happen more. Like they had more sky battles. I see why they don't, because that would limit you limit you to just a few units in your army, and also would limit the enemy unit types to like Pegasi, Bird Lagoos, and dragon riding people. So it would limit your party and it would limit the enemy party, but I think it's just a really cool aesthetic, and the idea of like clouds giving you more void as a terrain bonus is really cool. I just really enjoy it. So there you can see the dance where Leanne dances for both Nelucci and Marcia. So that's good stuff. So we can clear out a few of these enemies. So the goal here is to not die. It's just to defend. But another part of it is that these Dragon Riders, they will come and snatch up Leanne. So they will actually like 3C 776 style capture her. They won't ever kill her. So you can have her exposed a little bit and then kill her to free her on player phase, but then you won't be able to let her dance. She won't be able to, dance terminology from other Fire Emblem games. She won't be able to sing for her allies to let them move again. So it's important to keep her from not getting captured, but if she does, it's not the end of the world. You can get her back. This chapter makes me think about what this game would be like if capturing was a mechanic. And specifically the Dawn Brigade reminds me like kind of the same attitude, or not attitude, kind of the same tone that Fire Emblem 3C776 has, where it's kind of a scrappy bunch down on their luck, trying to figure out how to, conquer immeasurable odds, or insurmountable odds. There we are. And it almost kind of it seems like capturing would fit that part of the game really well, like that kind of aesthetic. But I can see why they didn't do it, because it doesn't really fit the rest of the game at all. Because from this point forward, it really is like countries and superpowers going after each other instead of small bands taking on a corrupt government occupation. So soon in this chapter, I believe next turn, we are going to get who is the best character in the game, like by far. And like this chapter always really excites me because I'm always really excited to use him. He's way fun to use, and it's just so exciting. So a small thing you can do on this chapter that I don't do, if you want to use Nelucci, it's not a terrible idea to make him untransform and then hide in a cloud. And when you do that, his avoid is high enough to where he generally won't get hit by the Dragon Riders, but then he'll kick them, and it'll raise his weapon rank really fast. So the thing about Lagu's weapon ranks is that the higher it is, the more damage they do. Rather than being able to equip better weapons, they just have a better attack overall. And it's really hard to raise. It takes forever. But when you're untransformed, it raises faster. So you just have Neolucci camp in a cloud and kick things, and he gets a high gets to S rank in like this chapter or something like that. I don't remember exactly how it works. I've done it before, and it's pretty dope. All right, so here we are. This is Har, the man who breaks the game. He flies. He has incredibly high movement, and look at those base stats. That's ridiculous. The only thing you wish you might, like, I don't know. His only problem throughout the entire game might be speed. And I guess resistance. His resistance is bad, but that's pretty common among physical units. But other than that, Har has access to axes, which is the best weapon choice in the game. Has the highest might, and you have hand axes, short axes, all that. And those are all good. And here, I'm just gonna have Har run down there and murder everything. And we want to kill the boss because he has a short axe that's droppable. So if we beat him, we get his short axe, which is just a good hand axe. It's like the upgraded hand axe. Just doing some counting. I was like paranoid that I left Leanne in range. That's one thing, I've mentioned it before, but I'll never get over it, is whether or not they should have let you check your range, enemy range, in hard mode. And the answer is most definitely they should have let you check enemy range in hard mode, because there's no reason not to. So Har also has lances. So once he is the second class, or like the second tier of dragon people, like we got Jill to. And that means you can promoted dragon knights can use lances, which means he has access to javelins, which are awesome. Javelins are great. But hand axes are better, and as soon as we can, we're going to give him a hand axe. And a large part of this chapter, and then going forward, is going to be leveling Har up to make him very, very strong, so that he can, I don't want to say carry our team, but help us a lot. I don't want to do, I'm debating whether or not to do like strats with him that like make it so you beat chapters in 1 turn or 2 turns. Specifically, like part 2 endgame, you can beat it in like 1 or 2 turns, depending on how enemy movement goes and stuff. If you put Har in a specific spot, which is fun and cool to see, but it's also, I don't know, it's kind of lame. But otherwise, that chapter takes like 15 turns to beat, which is a long time. We consider that there are like 50 bazillion units on the map that have to move every single turn. There's so many enemies, but that map's actually one of my favorites in the game. And we'll get to that in a few. It's like 4 or 5 chapters away. Part 2 is exceedingly short. And there we go. Zephyr's down, and we get his short axe, which is dope. And now we're just going to try and clear out the rest of these guys. So I debate rescuing Leanne right there, but I decided just to kill that guy. I don't know why I did that, but whatever. Because now she gets taken. So the thing with Valencia is that she's essentially just like a special kind of Pegasus Knight that doesn't get to use lances, but does get swords and staves, so she can heal, which is awesome. Healing with her is like kind of her healing is kind of her strong suit. The idea of having a unit that can both move, great distances and then heal as well, and also a unit that can heal and then move again with Kanto is really, really good. Makes her a really good utility unit. And here Leanne gets captured again, but it's not a big deal because we just killed this guy. And once this guy is dead, we have won the chapter. Weaken him down, and then have Har come in and kill him. Good stuff. Alright guys, that is going to do it for this chapter of Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn. It is pretty chill, not too hard. And from here on out, we're going to be doing part 2. So stick around for more of that.